We note as well is that when you, in your great commentary, say about Ronnie, oh, this is a bit tricky for Ronnie, like that black, for example, as Stephen said, he sinks it.
Well, he couldn't have cued that black in any better because that was a tough black, and particularly for frame ball, which makes it that little bit more harder and more pressure. But how well he cued it in was just shows you how well he's playing and how focused he is.
Thank you, Ken. A 7-2 lead.
Karen Wilson breaks off, and he's going to try and keep positive. It's going to get more and more difficult, but he's got to somehow think that there's still a very long way to go in this match. He's got to try, and there's 9 frames tonight. Obviously, there's one just being played. He's got to try and think of it as a best of 9 match, isn't it, John? It's very difficult when you're 7-2 behind, but that's the way he's got to try and think about it.
Absolutely. And what I would say as well is the frames he should win, he's got to win, because that one should have been his. It's been stolen from him. So breaks that are 50 and 60 have got to become 70 and 80, unfortunately, when you're playing against Ronnie. Otherwise, you'll lose a couple of frames in exactly the way you just have. Tough at the top.
Also, what happens when you get a big lead in a match like this, it means you have to take less and less risks, because you can just afford to relax and let your opponent, because he has to take a little risk to get back into the match. Ronnie can just sit back and wait for Karen to make the mistakes, and he has done here with the safety. Although, as I've said, the long game hasn't been reliable, especially when he's playing with stun. Top spin, playing at a soft speed, have been not too bad, but those long pot success stats are bad for both players.
Now, big chance. Didn't cue that particularly well. Come back into the pack off the cannon, and he's left him a nice easy red to get going, and the balls are spread lovely. Got to score here. No other way.
One.
What I will say though is there was encouragement that opening frame. He did look a lot better, Kyron, in amongst the balls in that opening frame. Just as I say, broke down when he went into the cluster of reds, but his demeanour was a lot better. Looked like there was a bit of spark about him.
Karen Watson, one.
Well, he took a long time to play that shot. He got down and he got up again. And I thought he was just going to, the 2 reds above the black, I thought he'd just stun past the right-hand side of those as we look. He'd give him a choice of 3 or 4 reds, but he chose to play it with pace to come round off 2 cushions. He plays a cue ball into an area, and he can't not be in 3 or 4 reds. It's just little shots like that where I think it's just lacking.
One.
That was one heck of a chance he passed up there, and he knows it. You could see he was slightly embarrassed there,
8.
going back to his chair. Only make 1 from that. And you're not going to win the match missing those against Ronnie O'Sullivan, who will just get more and more encouraged by you not taking your chances. Just worrying signs. I thought he was looking a little better, but that was a chance he had to score a few off.
9.
huge kick there. He's lucky he's still got a pot on.
16.
Watch the black leave the bed of the table. Wow.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 16.
Okay, the kick stopped him being in perfect position, but I still expected Ronnie to pot that red to the middle. It looked in when he first hit it. It seemed to dive a little bit to the right knuckle. But he's definitely exasperated with his cue action. He's become obsessed with it.
1.
So if you're going into the reds here, you've got to miss the pink at just by the right-hand side as we look. Don't need a lot of pace in here. Didn't get enough stun on the cue ball. Didn't get any stun on the cue ball.
Once again, struggling with the cue ball
6.
in this particular visit. Just making life so much harder for himself.
It's bad because you don't want to keep criticising someone that's 7-2 behind, but you got to say what you say, haven't you? It was just a bad shot.
Karen Wilson, 6.
Yeah, it's all a little bit of a struggle at the moment. This is a tough bit of cueing though.
1.
It was very well played. Nice strike that. Hitting down slightly. To cue through the ball straight there. Yeah, black spot occupied, so up to the brown.
8.
Yeah, that's straightforward, this to get up for a colour. Only had a little look at the pink before from that position. Thinks it's potable. Can't really get out and up for the blue. Yeah, something about it he doesn't like. So digging into the cue ball. Yep.
9.
Horrible situation.
Wow. That's incredible. Didn't even look at the blue.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 9.
7-2 up and didn't look at the blue. That tells you something about how Ronnie, how confident he is of potting middle distance balls. Then we had him against Selby when he was going for absolutely everything.
Yep. Mind you, he wasn't 5 frames in front in that match.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the way the match is going at the moment, he doesn't need a long game. But still, that was an amazing shot choice there. Maybe not the shot choice, but the way he didn't even consider the blue. Great shot. That's exactly where he wanted to put the cue ball.
Yep, playing some decent safety here. Don't know whether Aaron can see the red on the left-hand side, whether the yellow's blocking it off. Tight, don't think you can see that. It's very close. Well, he thinks he can. Just for the safety, is it? Yeah. Only thing in Karen's favour here is it slightly hampered QM wise. To change his bridge hand. At the moment,
Foul. Karen
to
Wilson.
say he seems to be picking him off, but the cue ball going in there stops that. Oh, shot to nothing here, he thinks. Good pot. Good pot. Now cue ball needs to pull up. He's on the black. That's excellent.
1.
That's probably the best shot he's played this evening.
Yeah, encouragement from the crowd. They want to see a match. They love Ronnie O'Sullivan, but they still want to see a game. They want to see a one-sided final. Needs that cue ball to run.
Eight.
Be kicking himself there. He's got quite a big area. He's got two reds that go past the cluster. Both of them close to the black. It's quite a big area to play into. Once again, cue ball letting him down a little. Well, presumably looking at the plant, but probably with a bit of safety in mind. There's quite a gap between those two. Yeah, never easy.
Karen Wilson 8.
Actually played it full-blooded, but may have left two pots.
Ronnie playing the red, the three reds below the pink. To the left corner. Little cannon could leave him on the black here. I think he missed the cannon. I think he played it.
1.
Two reds above the black, the right hand side one of those. Again, okay, the pink and the black are both tricky, but not even a consideration.
At the
Ronnie
moment, it
O'Sullivan.
just looks to me like he thinks he just has to play granite match play and he's going to keep getting chances. Karen's struggling a bit. No point in taking any risks, thinks Ronnie. Not really happy with any of the shots he's got left here. I'm going to be careful with this one, you don't hit the jaws if you're playing the clip. That's why it was thin, and that's why the cue ball is going to bounce off the ball cushion. Don't think he's got away with it. Maybe he has. Might have. I think he might have to put a bit aside on this. He was going to pot it, which makes it a lot more difficult. Yeah, there's a little trace aside going on.
One.
That was a brilliant shot. Absolutely brilliant shot. Had to play that with left-hand side, swerve it, pot it, and then, of course, it ran off the 2 cushions to absolute perfection. At the moment, Stephen, you just got to say
8. 1.
you're playing no risk and winning snooker.
It's amazing again when you go back to before the last 3 frames. Mark Selby was just throwing his cue at everything. When he was snookered, he was just hitting the ball 100 mile an hour, and now he's playing absolute granite snooker. He's gone from one
16.
extreme to the other. But as we've both said, there's no need for him to take any risks at the moment.
17.
No, the object of the exercise is always to win. And if he considers that's the way he's doing it, then he's going to carry on, because the scoreline's certainly looking very pretty for him. He thinks he's got his man.
23. 24. 31.
So just needs this red in the middle, which is there.
32.
Oh, this hasn't been riveting from Ronnie O'Sullivan. It's been very effective, good match play. Probably played more safety shots in this frame than he's played in the last session against Mark
39.
Selby. Just played good, honest match play.
40.
Nothing wrong with that.
$46. 48. 51.
Well, not there, but that very solid 51 break with a fantastic opening red is good enough. And as Ronnie O'Sullivan leaves the auditorium, Kyron Wilson has got plenty to ponder as he's 8-2 behind.
Ronnie's been talking about his cue action overnight since last night's drama. He's been talking about it, not us guys. So let's have a little look about it. The thing that strikes me, he's here without a coach right now. If you've got a coach, he sends you out there with this method or that method and you stick with it. Ronnie's experimenting out there. There's a shot from this afternoon in the last frame of the session. If we run it on, he feathers usually maybe once or twice. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a hesitation and he goes again. Decelerates through the cue ball. You see the disappointment in him. The cue ball should be back on the top cushion there, putting Kyron in trouble. He's definitely still searching for something out there. If Kyron Wilson can sense that and start taking his chances, Ronnie's there for the taking. I know that he's got a big lead and he's in the box seat, but Kyron, start taking your chances. He's there for the taking.